Hey, I think you are actually all of this conversation is leaning toward segue to this next section about good and bad faith. All right, so how do we go into these conversations in good faith versus bad faith, right? So, for instance, saying, right, I'm gonna have this conversation, but I'm not feeling you. I'm not feeling where you're coming from. I'm not feeling, what you about to say. I'm not feeling what you said before. But, performer, I'm just gonna have this conversation. So how does entering into conversations in bad faith actually skew the honesty and authenticity of the conversation?
One of the key elements to help with your circle and help with yourself is wisdom. You gain wisdom by acquiring knowledge, experience. If you cut it off in bad faith, you stunt your ability to absorb things. Prime example is you enter in a conversation with someone that disagrees with you, and when you talk to them, it looks like they're playing a double dutch. They're doing this because they're just waiting for you to say the thing that they can respond to, or the one word out of your paragraph that they can disagree with and jump on. They haven't absorbed anything that you said.
Right.
They missed out on a chance for wisdom. All right. So if you do that, you are acting in bad faith. You are really hurting yourself. Okay. You will project things on the other people. Oh, I knew he was like that. Why do you know he was like that? Because I got the confirmation. Oh, you mean you found what you were looking for? Because if you were looking for something else, you would have found that too. How about you just seek information? How about you just seek perspective, right?
Stay curious.
And go from there. And watch what happens to your circle. Watch what happens to yourself.
Also, what's your end game in a conversation that you're about to have that that is going to be there's going to be some conflict that exists. So if your end game is to get your point across, like I'm going to express my opinion in this space and not to gain understanding. If your end game is we're going to resolve this today and then we're not going to speak about it anymore, which is completely absurd. What you could say is I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to go any further. But to say that you're going to predetermine a resolution and a time frame on a conversation when there's conflict is absurd. And if you come into a space where there's conflict with a predetermined desire to get your point across, there is no gaining of understanding. And that is what you're trying to do. You have a conflict or you have a miscommunication. How am I going to gain some understanding about this so I have a better perspective of where this person is coming from? And maybe I'll change my opinion. Or maybe we'll just agree to disagree, and that is fine. And we can leave this space, we can leave this in the rearview mirror until we stumble upon these same certain circumstances again. Except now, when we do, we have a better understanding of where each other stands. And now we are interacting in that space based on that understanding that was created from the previous conversation. But if you're coming there with a predetermined notion of time frame, or I'm going to express myself in here and he is going to listen, then it is an exercise in futility.
But you also don't know what you stand on until it's been challenged. I've been in discussions with people when I go, I can argue your side better than you can.
Right.
And I've said things and they've never heard it before because, like you said, you're in that echo chamber. Another thing that bothers me is the people that can't stand alone. If you can't stand alone, okay, then that'll be reflected in your circle as well. I put it to you this way. I'm old school. So imagine going to a Luther Vandross concert and coming out and be like, man, the background singers though. Ain't nobody ever went to see Luther and was like, man, man, did you see the third sister from the left, boy? The way she sung the chorus. You know, no, you come to the show to see Luther because he's standing front and center.
Right.
Okay, we stand together, but I stand alone. Okay, because if there's something that we disagree on, I'm gonna stand on mine, and my circle reflects that because they respect that, and we respect that about each other. Okay, some of y'all can't stand on the stage and belt out that song by yourself. You too busy looking for backup because you haven't done enough work internally. You haven't done enough work research-wise. You don't know yourself well enough. You're not honest with yourself enough that you could stand there and say, this is who I am. No, that's who you project to be. You scared to show me who you are.
So Rennie, you said something about that that I want to touch on, that I want us to unpack around the agreeing to disagree. Like, we can agree to disagree in this moment, and then say, listen, let's table this discussion to another time. But how does that disagreement, now, how can that color how you feel and look at the person because they don't agree with your point?
Well, if you believe that everyone that's in your circle and around you needs to have the same opinions and the same perspectives of you, then that's what's going to happen. And that is a faulty paradigm to process information through. You know, why would you want someone to co-sign every single thing that you do and you say? And that's very dangerous. That's very dangerous because within that space there is no growth. There is no growth. And then you, back to our iron sharpened iron, you are not evolving in your perspective, and you're not even taking new information in on the things that you have an understanding of, that you believe yourself to have some form of expertise on, and adding more information to it to codify that. You're not even doing that, because how can you do it if everything that you spit out is coming right back to you the exact same way? How do you do that? Where is the evolution in that? You know, you should be able to agree to disagree, because that is only one facet of your relationship. You know, it's a multifaceted interaction with all of your friends, all of your interactions, all your associates. It's multifaceted. It's not just one thing. It's not just one thing at all. It shouldn't be built on those things. Now, there could be some deal breakers. You know, we all have our deal breakers. You know, I cannot be down with you, for instance, another man, as cool as he can be, if he's a deadbeat father.
Right.
You know, like,
yep,
that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't get right here.
Right.
You know, you may be the coolest cat, the funnest dude to hang out. There are deal breakers. This is not to say that isn't, but that is a character assessment. That isn't a simple disagreement. You know what I mean? That's not Trump Biden. You know what I mean?
But it's funny how people take those disagreements and see them as character assessments.
Definitely.
But see, here's the thing though. It's rare that you see a group of stand-up fathers and then two of them aren't. They fall off. And that's because those dudes stand on it and the other dudes fall off. Now, make sure you write down paradigm, okay? Because that's a good one. Codify paradigm right there. The paradigm, because I thought that meant two fine women that walked in the club.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paradigm.
That's not what that is?
No.
Paradigms.
Yeah, paradigm. And then in terms of agree to disagree, like Skinny Black, he said that T-shirt was a men's small. I said it was a men's ST, which is small tall.
This is men's large.
Oh, I'm sorry, men's large.
Men's
yeah,
large.
men's large. I'm
Men's
sorry,
large.
I said ST, small tall. That's right.
Got
That's
me
right.
impressed,
And
man.
that gavel is knocking down the size.
On that note, hey, gentlemen, I think we tackled and unpacked and uncovered and peeled back the layers on some good shit today. And we trust that folks who tune in, please like, share, and subscribe. We trust that folks who tune in will get something out of this and get value out of what we're doing, because that's what we really want at the end of the day. We got a special guest here, Taylor Towns. I call her T Square. What's up, Taylor?
Hi.
Say hello. Big ups. Did you want to say something, Taylor? So once again,
Hey, before you sign off,
go ahead.
I'm a proud black parent in the vein of white children embarrass their parents. Black parents embarrass their children.
and there you have it.
Lee, where you at?
Yeah, Lebo, where you at, baby?
No, he was strong today. He was strong.
He was
He was
strong.
strong today. The ghost of Lee right there in the chair.
That's the ghost of Lee in the chair. Anyway, all right, cool. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, listen, like, subscribe, share. Skinny Blacks Lounge. We now have an Instagram. We're working on logos. We're working on some T-shirts.
In men's sizes.
In men's sizes.
Mine will be a little slimmer.
Yeah, on
snugger.
this side, we're going on men's sizes. On that side, we're gonna work on the petite waif version.
Fitted,
Slim slow versus slim fast.
tailored. That's what I prefer to call it.
Bespoke.
Exactly.
Or be tight.
Exactly. That too.
Hey, big up to Infinite Reflections, who does our music.
Yeah.
Hey, my man is dope. And man, we appreciate you for letting us, allowing us to using some of your music. Big ups to One Man's Trash, Eric Dixon, my man, E-Dick. He made some max right here. And hey man, I just got to give a shout out to Italian Twine. Nice watch right there. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Red, black, green. Cool. All right. So